and it's the personal truth,
Oh, personal truth. Ooh.
owning personal truth. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So wait, what did you want to say?
Oh, yeah. I was saying I was having I felt a little bit of resistance creeping up
Yeah.
to talk today about owning our intuitive gifts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like this certain shyness about
Mm.
uh like or it's like modesty or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean.
And it's so it reminds me of my mom when we're younger, my mom, oh, anytime someone would compliment her or me or anything, she would always
Mhm.
just be like, she'd have this thing where she would just
Oh,
reject it, like, oh, no, no.
yeah. Yeah. So can't receive
Oh,
your
it's
excellence.
nothing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And I remember like being, I don't know, someone said something about me, something positive, and
Yeah.
I remember like I was just beginning to receive it, and then my
Uh-huh.
mom cut in was like, "Oh no, it's
Oh,
nothing."
yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Yeah."
Oh
So I'm
man.
feeling that coming up, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
Like, "Oh
no.
no, it's whatever."
But then, okay, so if you're aware of that, how
Yeah.
about your internal self? Like your gifts, you have it, right? But is it like difficult to share it? Is that what it is?
Difficult to I think
Have someone acknowledge
it's
it?
almost like I can share it, but it's difficult for me to celebrate it myself. But
Oh,
it feels like it's okay if other people celebrate it or acknowledge it,
yeah,
but it's not
yeah.
okay for me to talk about myself.
Oh,
So it's okay if you're talking about me about it, then I'm like,
yeah,
oh, okay, that's out of my control. But if it's up to
yeah,
me to
yeah,
talk about it, then
yeah.
feels just kind of awkward.
Oh, because you used to not, I guess it's like bragging or owning your
Mhm.
excellence again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, wait, so what does it feel like?
Yeah, it just feels kind of squirmy. Like,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. Mm. But
Is it pretty intense where it makes you not want to say it out loud? Or
it's
is it
I can
discomfortable?
still talk about it, but I noticed there's something really like there's like a careful energy that comes. It's
Oh,
like, oh, is this okay?
oh.
And almost like not knowing how to talk. Like, it's my gift. It's the so basically it is
Yeah.
it's just like really, it's like and I'm like, what are you saying? I don't even know what I'm saying.
Oh my God. That's hilarious.
Like, I don't know how to
It's
talk.
interesting. I have the same thing in a different area, but like
Oh,
I
but you know
totally
what?
understand you like
I
feeling
wonder
that
if
way.
I wonder if this is a trauma response because I literally like I think it's
Mm.
real that I start to forget how to talk. Like I get brain fog
Hmm.
for a moment, you
Hmm.
know? Where I
Hmm.
literally like my
Yeah.
speech starts slurring. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
oh,
Lost for words.
yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't make sense. And
Hmm.
yeah,
Just kind of sounds,
totally
yeah,
understand.
weird.
Yeah. Okay. So then obviously it doesn't make you feel safe.
My excellence or the intuitive gifts, the
Yeah. To share. Yeah. Like what is the response you don't want to receive for
yeah.
owning your excellence?
Mm. Oh, I think. um, there is a moment where um, like so the part of me that knows it and
Mhm.
like is totally like, yeah, duh,
Yeah.
me, it's just who I am. It's part of my makeup to be
Yeah.
this and do this. Um,
Yeah.
and that confident part, it's almost like there is a counterpart to that that feels like, yeah, just like I'm delusional too. That
Mm.
confidence is delusional. If there's someone
Oh.
who is uh looking at me like it's nothing,
Mm.
or
What
it's
do you
just
mean looking at
whatever,
you like nothing?
that doesn't see it or rejects my offering, or
Oh.
yeah. So
Oh.
yeah, but this, I think it's yeah, that constant kind of like interplay, like what I was telling you
Yeah.
about the other
Yeah.
day. I um um played in this open mic the other night,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I
Oh, that's
was
a good
just
story.
like
Yeah.
channeling uh on the full moon,
Mm-hmm.
just like primordial sounds
Mm-hmm.
inspired by the full moon.
And by the way,
And
that's so your gift,
thank
your excellence.
thank you. And it definitely, I mean, it was kind of like the vibe was very kind of singer songwriter kind of thing, and then we got on
Mhm.
stage, me and Taewon, and we're like, we just kind of really like pivoted to a very different direction. Like we just took you straight into the underworld,
Yep.
and it's very different, and it's very, I guess, yeah,
Yeah.
weird, compared to
Okay.
what is, yeah.
So tell everybody what your excellence is. And if you feel resistance, we'll work it out as you share.
I think my excellence is about getting to the essence of a certain energetic signature of a feeling, an emotion, and being able to channel it with my voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. So
So,
basically, you can tap into someone's feeling state and translate it through voice.
yeah.
Yeah. And work with that tone of that energy. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like that emotional state has a certain vibration. And if it were to make a sound, that's the sound you would emanate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
of that vibration. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Powerful.
And through that
Yeah.
vibration, the emanation,
Hmm.
it's basically it's unfurling that coiled emotion that maybe has been suppressed, and
Yep.
this
And you
own,
play with it,
and then
right?
playing with it and really
Hmm.
amplifying it to declare it
Hmm.
is here. This
Hmm.
exists. This is a
Hmm.
part of you.
Like
Untrap
to
me.
see it, hear it,
Here,
understand
listen
it,
to it. And like feel it.
and then to release it. Yeah.
Yeah. Feel it as I release it.
And you are so good at that. So good at that. I mean, I felt it every time without a fail. I just, because you know how, like, for me, it's like I tap into that emotion and I can't help it but to feel into whatever you're emanating. And without a fail, always cried because it either moved me in such a beautiful way or it helped me to release what was stuck inside and then felt the healing of it. It's like you're like Mother Ayahuasca through voice. Like you just kind of tap into that vibrational emotional state, you release it. So it's almost like you're like it's the same thing as talking about it, but you do it through voice. You release it through voice. You hear it, see it, understand it. You play with it. You like um basically heal it through like, yeah, really like, I don't know, like it's like this really amazing dance you do with your voice. Yeah. and you heal it and you release it. And I guarantee you, like anybody that's there, because I felt it every time. And I've also witnessed other people too that are not consciously aware of it. It's like they don't know what just happened, but it hits them on an emotional level and they don't know how to connect it. But I've seen that so many times, so many times. So powerful. And I'm so, so, so excited that you're like wanting to own this part of you more and more. Truly.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I
It's your
love
gift.
that vibration and sound has it's able to bypass the kind of mental, rational mind
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
go direct
Mm-hmm. And you
into
go
the
deep
feeling.
when you tap into it. Yeah. 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 And but then I've also noticed the ones that have a lot of resistance to it, they can't stand to stay there. They have to leave. It's
Mm.
too much.
And this is
Yeah.
sometimes what this is the energy that then, scares me about.
Oh,
So so there's a part of me that's just in it, like this is who I am, or this is what I'm embodying,
yeah.
or what I'm allowing.
Hmm.
And then there's this other fragment of self that's like picking up on people's reactions,
Yeah.
responses, being like, oh, what is happening? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know it either. I know it. I don't know what these sounds are either. Just kind of, yeah, kind of standing
Yeah.
aside. Yeah. And
Okay. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and this is what came up during the performance on the full
Yeah.
moon, where partway through the channeling, the
Hmm.
sound cut out, or just my microphone cut out.
Hmm.
And I went into a whole trip in myself about, oh, they don't want to hear it. They are silencing me. The sound guy is like triggered by these sounds because they're so weird and so otherworldly
Yeah.
or underworldly, and this is not fitting the vibe of the place. So they're shutting me down. And then I was feeling so like offended,
Yeah.
angry, but also, yeah, like if it were true, but this part that thought it might be true, that that's what's happening.
Yeah.
But as if it was happening, I was able to tap into another, like this part of me that's like, okay, if this is happening, like
Yeah.
there is something more important here than anything else. And that's
Hmm.
you staying
Hmm.
connected to this energy, this like current that is
Yeah.
so powerful. I can't stop it. It's just like,
Hmm.
it
Hmm.
feels
And you
beyond
don't
me.
need anything else.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like my
Yeah.
only job right now is just to let this come through. And even if
Yep.
there's an earthquake outside and like a tornado and whatever, like this is the earthquake and tornado. You can't stop a
Yeah.
volcano from erupting.
Yeah. 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 Exactly. Exactly.
So I just had to, yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad you did.
And so, yeah, just micless, but then eventually came
Yeah.
on again. It didn't even matter anymore. And it's just, yeah, yeah,
Love it.
able to surrender.
Yeah. Love it. I do want to ask then, like, how you came about discovering this about yourself. Like,
Mm.
how did you know what you were doing?
So I think even when I was as a child, like,
Mhm.
well, I always loved to sing.
Mm.
And every night before going to bed, I would have to sing to fall asleep.
Yeah,
I remember my sister
so
complaining
cute.
about me, like, oh, I don't want it. Why is she singing? Like, I can't go
Yeah,
to
that's
sleep. I'd be like, I don't care. I have to sing.
so
So that was
cute.
always it felt good to me to sing.
Yeah.
And then
Mm.
sometime later, I just noticed that there were certain things when I was like impersonating. I like to impersonate things a lot when I was a
Mhm.
child. Like I read
Mhm.
stories and audiobooks and I like impersonating the characters.
Mhm.
And I would feel a certain energy come through me when I knew I was really tapping into like the essence of that
Oh,
character.
yeah, yeah,
And I could feel people being captivated with this. And I could
yeah.
feel myself being captivated with this too.
Wow. So
Like getting to like,
clairsentient.
yeah, some kind of like essence of that
Yeah.
character and like
Uh-huh.
amplifying
Uh-huh.
it. And so I guess that was just kind of a through line, like with
Hmm.
impersonation. And then it wasn't until, yeah, there were just little moments where then, I was like playing, like singing in a band, like way later on. And
Yeah.
there are certain moments where I feel like it was like these catharsis moments where again I was hitting some kind of sweet spot with a
Yeah.
like some emotion related to some experience that I was trying to convey when it would just kind of burst through.
Yeah. So are you
I would
saying
just,
you
yeah,
had no problem surrendering to it? But you had no idea that you were actually tapping into an emotion to
yeah,
like let it out through your voice.
yeah, yeah. But it
Um,
came out in these like little moments.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Um, in the music
Got
and in
it.
the impersonations. And um, I feel like it's not till more and more recently as as I keep integrating more parts of
Yeah.
myself and owning my gifts that I'm like, oh, why don't I elongate those little sweet spot moments and try to like hone in on what is that space I get into and try to just get there directly and like just kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah, what if
Yeah.
my music can be about that, like opening up that portal
Mm-hmm.
where I'm accessing
Mm-hmm.
like the sweet spot of the essence of all things, of any
Yeah.
emotion,
Yeah.
whatever is there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
so in that process, I feel like things have becoming much more minimal and simplified.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where now it's just reduced to, okay, just use voice only.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of hangups with like music making and it's like, oh, I need this and no, no, and like, no,
Yeah.
and it's not till recently where it just, yeah.
Wow. I mean, I remember when you first sent me some of your music that you recorded
Mhm,
with just through sounds
mhm,
with remixes on the background.
mhm,
So nice. It's just so nice. I like felt the energy off of that
mhm.
and really knew you were gifted and talented in this and thought, oh, I wonder if she will record more or do more.
Yeah.
But it was through integration that you need to build the confidence, I feel like, to come out with it more, huh? In
Mhm.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It felt like it was just a hobby or something, huh?
Yeah, always. Uh-huh. Yeah.
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 I'm so glad
Yeah.
you're owning this.
Yeah, but I think I'm in the process of bringing it from side plate,
Yeah.
unton to like making
Hmm.
it like, oh, okay,
Hmm.
there's so
Hmm.
much here. And I've been like, oh yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
But just like,
So how did you connect the dots? Like you're
oh,
actually tapping into an emotional state, and that's what you were conveying through your voice. And you're actually like transmuting that energy.
mm, well, I guess from how I was feeling through that, through what I was channeling, um, like
Mm.
every time I did it, it was
Hmm.
like, oh, this is healing for me first and foremost. Yeah,
Yeah.
that, yeah,
Yeah.
that
Oh,
I was getting an awareness of something I wasn't even consciously aware of,
yeah.
like, through that
Oh,
expression.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah,
And you just kind of connected the dots eventually and realized,
hmm,
oh my God, I'm doing
yeah.
this.
And just from like feedback I was getting from
Hmm.
people who were
Oh, yeah.
witnessing it, and
I
and then
remember when I,
realizing, oh, that's a match to what I'm feeling. Like people saying, oh, thank you, that was like that just like released
mhm,
something for me. I got to feel something I didn't know. Like I got to
yeah,
process something.
it really felt like live art when I first heard you live. Remember at that like art gallery?
Mm,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. that was when I really recognized, because that was the first time I saw you live in person.
Mm.
So moved. And I also remember I wasn't the only one. Everyone came up to you and said, like, I don't know what you did, but you touched me somewhere. And it was so powerful. It was live art in that moment where you just felt these, you just took all of us into like this emotional journey individually and it helped us to tap into somewhere that we were not aware of and just allowed the emotion to flow. It just felt safe to flow
Mm.
as you were like um voicing out these sounds.
Mm.
Yeah, I will never forget. Yeah, yeah. And it's always been like that every time. Every time.
Wow.
Yeah, you perform.
Wow.
It's such a beautiful gift.
Thank
Yeah. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
feel like with that you are also clairsentient too,
Mhm.
like big time. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I would say that's my dominant. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
sensing through feeling first.
Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
So I guess are you really owning it now? Where are you with that
Yeah, I'm in
after
the
your discovery
process.
with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still like in the process of even, yeah, it's like what is fully owning it? And I know I'm shy about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of days I'm doubting, like, is this even like what am I? Yeah. Um,
Mm.
I know in my resistance to also like share like things I've recorded, and there's just so much, but there's something that's like it still feels hesitant to
Yeah.
fully unleash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're still working through it.
I'm working through it. Yeah. Mhm.
So again, even your story and your journey like kind of validates that um you don't have to be born with it. You can grow it,
Mhm.
own it if you want,
Yeah.
disown it if you want, and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But in order to grow it, you have to put practice into it.
Mhm.
Mm.
Right. Yeah.
Are you
Like
like enjoying the practice?
yeah, like I don't know if it feels like practice for me or it's like
Mhm.
like the practice is I feel like sharing it. Like
Yeah.
my it doesn't feel like something I just want to do for myself. It feels like this is something that's meant
Yeah.
to be shared. And the
Hmm.
satisfaction
Hmm.
comes through the sharing of it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so I feel like it's not something I need to like it's not a skill I need to practice like with my voice, but it's more of a skill I need to develop with sharing the
Oh,
visibility part.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I meant. I'm glad you like what is it described it like that
Oh,
because
okay.
yeah, I wasn't
Yeah.
meaning like you just sit there, I mean you stand there and just practice your voice,
Oh yeah,
no.
yeah. I'm not like
But
no
like
no 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 no.
yeah, 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 no.
No.
No. We're
Hours per
practicing
day.
by sharing it with everyone. And
Yeah.
like, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, well, I know you're kind of like owning it and um kind of yeah, owning your excellence in this area. How do you see yourself utilizing this in the future? Have you ever even thought of that?
So it's so funny, but I like years
Yeah.
ago in Berlin, one of my first like creativity dream, your like creating your dream life. I took like a workshop series,
Hmm.
and that was like I don't know, like 2012 or something.
Yeah.
And I had no clue I didn't know I was gonna be on the healing. I was on a healing journey path, and that I would be doing any of this now. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
catharsis work and shadow integration and none of it. I was still like working my design, like animation, motion graphics
Yeah.
job and trying to learn that. And but I was kind of lost at that time because I knew that wasn't my passion. It wasn't quite getting to the, you know, it wasn't like hitting
Mm-hmm.
the spot. It was just something that I can do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and in there was a visualization of or just writing down like what do you like your future self, the ultimate future self, like what dream, like what is your
Mm-hmm.
highest vision, like what you would want. And I just kept seeing myself performing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
performing like on a stage. Um yeah, and I knew it had to do something with healing. It was like a healing
yeah.
performance. And
And
I
this
don't know
is,
why I got that image. I was like, huh, but I
yeah.
don't even know what I would be performing or like, huh, like,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
it didn't make sense to me. But I just so that so there's the imprint of whatever my future self gave me in that time, and
yeah.
I just see more
Yeah.
and more how it's coming true, and it has been true.
Yeah.
Little activations that I've been
Yeah.
invited to,
That's so
places.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
um, so basically it trying to guide you to that before you are consciously aware that that's what you wanted to go towards.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And
Wait, so I'm curious, what did you think in that moment in Germany when you had that vision? Did it feel so off
um,
for you
I,
back
I
then?
just felt so in disbelief.
Oh,
But
that you wanted that.
yeah, so my split there was very wide with the part of me,
Mm,
the dreaming, my high tapping into my higher self. That's like, oh, that would be
yeah.
so amazing. And then my that
Mm-hmm.
current human self that was like, what? How is that gonna be possible?
Oh,
And I feel like it's just that gap is what's coming closer now
I see. Through integration,
through
I feel like.
integration
Huh.
as I
Yeah.
keep yeah, knowing myself
Mhm.
more and more.
Love it.
Yeah. And recovering more and more of myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Like I'm able to discern what is my passion and pleasure and joy. You know,
Yeah.
just naturally gives me so much joy and thrill.
Wow.
Hmm.
So, singing was always part of your life then. It was just
Yeah.
kind of in and out of your life.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
But I think
Wow.
I've always felt like I needed to depend on someone for me to sing. Like I needed
Mm-hmm.
accompaniment, like piano accompaniment, or I
Mm.
needed my music partner, like, and I
Mm-hmm.
had all those iterations of making music that way. And so it's been a
Yeah.
process for me to come to like, no, I can just make it myself,
Yeah.
needing
Anything.
anything,
Like your voice is your
like
instrument.
literally like just my voice.
Yeah. Awesome.
And that's a new thing that's just been like the new
Yeah.
thing that's incubating still.
Sounds really brave because when you hear music today, it's always accompanied, your voice is always accompanied by something.
Hmm.
Yeah. To enhance your voice or to get people to like feel into your music. But
Yeah.
nobody really just uses their voice to captivate people.
Mm.
So I just feel like more props to you. Like that's very brave. And I love that. Like really showing people that your voice can be that powerful. Yeah,
Wow.
that's really cool. Yeah. And if you even really go to bare minimum, it's just like even at least like one instrument, right? Like a guitar or something and a voice.
Mhm.
But it's never just a voice.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're both great
Mhm.
with an instrument to help or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I could see how that's helping you, huh? Just like building that confidence with your voice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Right. And I feel, oh right, something that's coming through right now is
Mhm.
I remember when I was, I don't know, like younger, like I don't know,
Mhm.
6, 7, 8, something around there, 9 maybe.
Yeah.
And I had this, I just remember feeling really like restless with
Yeah.
something that I really needed to do, but I didn't know what. But it was like this
Mhm.
urge to be in devotion. And I had this image of like,
Oh,
it was like at nighttime when everyone, the family was asleep, but I was like, I feel the urge to like go out into the night. Maybe I should go to the backyard and like have some kind of ceremony or like do some kind of thing.
wow.
And
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know why this urge is here, but I don't want to be caught by my mom because she'll think I'm crazy. So I had to like
Yeah.
stifle that urge.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And I feel like I feel that urge coming on. That
Yeah.
now I know what that urge is about. And that urge is
Uh,
to like be in complete devotion and
yeah.
worship of the divine.
Yeah.
And I feel that
Yeah.
energy when I'm channeling. Like the
Wow. And you have
ultimate,
to,
when you're like one with your higher
yeah.
self and
Yeah.
you're fully surrendered.
Yeah. I was just gonna say
Like that
that
fully
it won't
surrendered state.
happen
Yeah.
unless you fully surrender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was so weird that, yeah, I would like that urge would just come to me only at night when I'm, and
Yeah.
be like, I don't know what to do with this. And it just felt so constricting that I didn't know how to channel this and like what to do. But it was just like the urge was there, this
Yeah.
like raw urge.
Yeah.
And then,
Wow.
sometime later,
Um,
I don't know, there was like a number of years ago, I had this
mhm.
dream where I was kind of lucid in the dream, and I knew that something I was being shown like a very important message in the dream.
Uh,
And it's like
uh,
my lucid conscious self was like, make sure, or my was it my subconscious self was like, make sure you remember this message because it's so
yeah.
important. It's so
Yeah.
important. Like, don't forget it. And throughout the
Yeah.
whole dream, I was like taken through all these different scenes where again it was like teaching me this message and showing me
Yeah.
how important this is.
What?
And
Your voice.
no, no, no. Like it was just
Mhm.
I didn't know yet, but
Oh,
like
okay. Okay.
my yeah, like my conscious self and my unconscious was like really trying to get my conscious self to remember once I woke up because it knew that
Got it.
once I wake up I could forget it. So it was like
Yeah.
remember, 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 remember.
Oh,
And I was like all throughout the dream I was anxious. I was like, okay, I'll remember.
yeah.
It was kind of like I was carrying
Yeah.
this like important thing,
I
like
know what you mean.
in
Yeah. Yeah.
different
Yeah.
states of consciousness. And all the time I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
but remember the message.
Yes.
And right
Yeah.
as I was waking up, I was like repeating
Yeah.
what the message was in my mind.
Yeah.
And as I was waking up, I was like saying the message, and the message was music is important.
Wow. Wow.
And then my conscious self, like waking, I was like,
Coordinate.
wait, what? That was
What?
the message? Because it's so basic.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, music,
Oh
yeah, music
my
is important. But
God.
it was like, but I
Yeah.
knew like the depth
Yeah.
of significance that this statement held, the
Yes.
dream held. And yeah, and so I feel that
That's
as I keep
awesome.
integrating myself and getting
Yeah.
more aligned with my higher self,
Mm-hmm.
um, like this is music is important, you know? So like
Yeah.
be in devotion
You've always
to
been guided.
yeah, I've always been guided. There
Yeah.
would be these really
Yeah.
significant guidance moments where I knew
Mm-hmm.
like this is part of my soul purpose.
Mm-hmm.
This is my
Mm-hmm.
soul, yeah, purpose. So
And I'm thinking you recognize this was guided and when you're connecting the dots into the past and all of that, huh?
yeah.
Yeah. Because before connecting the dots, there were just pieces of clues
Mhm.
that weren't connected.
Yeah. Mhm.
Wow.
But it's more like, yeah, all these connection points,
Yeah.
getting more. And
And
the
I
more
can
I
see
keep
how it
getting
was just
and
led.
understanding and receiving it fully, I think it's,
Yeah.
yeah, it just seems like it's a process of receiving yourself
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and receiving these messages and really letting it
Mm-hmm.
like alter your trajectory to
Yeah.
align with
Mm-hmm.
your higher self.
And I'm not trying to say this in a sad way, but or mean it to be sad, but how cool would it be if like your parents or my parents, like if they saw you were into singing, like you know how you said you had to sing all the time before you went to bed, you know, or you felt safe enough to say, I have this urge to go out there and just release my voice, you know, like
Yeah.
if it was supported and encouraged, I wonder, like, yeah, you would probably own and know that that was your excellence
Yeah.
earlier on, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't see you regretting it. It's just like,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Right. That was
I'm just
part of
so
my
glad you
journey.
found.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
Uh-huh.
also I think I had to break down because music was pretty celebrated growing up. Like I we always grew up with music. Like my sister played piano, I played
Mhm,
violin, although that was kind
mhm.
of, yeah, dodgy relationship I had with classical music and everything and that whole crowd. But like
Yeah.
I think I needed to, even if my parents like supported that, I needed to, I think, like really break down what music is for me. Like there are so many,
Mhm.
like yeah, like that was a childhood music, and then growing up, it was like a certain form of music through like playing in bands or whatever, and like a
Yeah.
certain thing, and I had to keep trying out different forms to really find my unique form
Mhm.
that suits my purposes.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
with what my calling
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just
Yeah.
coming like just keep shedding to get just more and more to the essence of
Yeah.
what it is I'm trying to convey.
Yeah. Wow.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really glad you're owning your own style of music that like resonates with you, that makes you feel good because you owning that and emanating that, it only attracts people who also like love your music. You know, it's like not everyone's gonna like the same thing,
Right, or they'll
you
get
know?
triggered by it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
don't want to feel that,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it's also interesting to look at it from like resistance point too, because I've already seen so many people be like, oh my God, what kind of music is that? Like I felt it. I felt it, you know? Well, at least the times that I've always seen you perform live,
Mhm.
um, there are just people that just come up to you so like blown away. So
Mm.
I feel like, oh, it really doesn't even matter if you get 1,000 compliments.
Yeah.
If there is that resistance to it, then like it doesn't
Right.
really matter, huh?
Which we were kind of diving into before with
Yeah,
like how, why, no matter how much external validation you could get
yeah,
that reflects
yeah.
back to you, oh yeah, this is something important,
Uh-huh,
you
uh-huh.
know? But
Yeah,
there is like a stubborn internal part that doesn't want to take it in, does not want to
yeah,
receive that, does not want to believe it.
yeah,
It wants to maintain its belief that it's not a big deal.
yeah,
It's just whatever's.
totally.
Yeah.
Mm,
And you know what I think that is? It's about,
mm,
if I were to really join forces, if I were to really honor it and appreciate and see its worth and value fully, to own it fully,
yeah,
like
yeah,
it requires, like it's the discomfort of change that it requires in how I live my life.
yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that afraid that that change is going to be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Afraid that that change will mean pain or suffering.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That I'll have to let go of something that feels comfortable to me
Yeah.
to
Wow.
really be seen in that. Because I think somewhere it's like, oh, if I'm really seen in my most precious gift, my most
Mm-hmm.
innermost powerful gift,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm rejected with that,
Yeah. Yeah. It is painful. Yeah. Dang.
but then you know what? I just remembered, I don't know why, when I was like, like I don't know, some weeks ago, I just got really into looking at uh Jim Carrey. Like he has all these cool motivational speeches. And then he had
Yeah.
this talk about because I just love how he fully
Oh,
surrenders. It's like,
there's a bit
well,
of static.
oh, they're static. Hello?
Oh, I think there's a little bit of delay and static,
Okay.
but it's good now.
Okay.
You said something about you've been listening to Jim Carrey. He had a little bit of, I mean, like positive quotes, and then I kind of
But
lost you
yeah,
for
he's
there.
like he has some like motivational, inspiring um uh things. And one of the things he said was exactly about this, how
Yeah.
he um witnessed his father kind of
Uh-huh.
disowning his gift in order
Mm-hmm.
to be more practical.
Mm,
And then, so he went that path and then he was still ruined because he
yeah.
lost his job and he like it didn't turn out very well
Yeah.
and he didn't pursue his true passion. But then
Yeah.
that was a message for Jim to be like, hey, if you're gonna like fail anyway, not doing what you truly love, why not
Yeah.
like try doing what you love
Mm-hmm.
and then fail? Like that's better
Mm-hmm.
than not doing what you love and fail, you know?
Yeah.
So
I
it's just
totally
like,
agree.
hello,
Yeah.
that
Because
makes
it's more
sense
worth
to
it.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
Because even if people reject you, at least you're not rejecting yourself
Mm-hmm.
and you're still
Mm-hmm.
doing the thing that gives you pleasure and joy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And no one can make you feel that other than yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like because you allow yourself to enjoy that moment,
Hmm.
like accepting it or not.
Hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So, um, I guess, um, I want to also ask, like, when you, okay, channel that vibration of emotion through voice, how is that different or similar with facilitating?
Mm. Hmm.
Do you see the difference, or is there any difference, or is it pretty similar?
I think I think where they intersect is it's like through my clients, I'm able to
Mhm.
tap into their like an essence of an emotion or
Mhm.
feeling trauma
I see.
um, that they're not yet aware of or how
Yeah,
to release. So um,
yeah.
I think it's the same in that just within the facilitation context, I'm
Uh-huh.
in a different perspective. I'm
Yes.
I'm like regarding that shadow aspect, and
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of helping that shadow aspect to feel safe to
Mm-hmm.
emerge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and like
see.
in the safe space, right, to release.
Yeah, yeah.
And I guess
So
the difference is when
because
I'm channeling,
if you're oh
and then when I'm channeling, I'm just embodying that and releasing for me.
yeah, and when you're channeling, you're so good at just surrendering right there because there's no fear in whatever emotion you tap into, right?
Right. So that's the work, I guess, through like even in
Yeah.
the process of like, yeah,
Mhm.
like dropping in and
Mhm.
um being in that realm. And
Yeah.
sometimes resistance comes through too during it, but
Mhm.
it's like what happened in the open mic, like it's like I like it's like using that resistance to keep
Yeah.
moving through.
Yeah.
Hmm. And
How do you feel?
even like sharing, like showing the resistance too,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
that's part of it.
Um, do you feel anything? Like, what do you feel after?
Just like I'm like
Are you
transcendent,
like tapped
transcendent.
out?
I'm like
Oh,
I'm
so it
like
raises your frequency.
yeah,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I feel like radiance.
Yeah. Wow. So it gives you more energy after your work
Yeah,
through voice.
yeah.
That's really nice.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
And when you are surrendered to that state and you're singing, um, are you aware of what's going on? Like what phase you're in and stuff like that? Or are you just completely lost? You have no idea what's coming out of your mouth and you don't really know unless you're done. Or
Mm,
are you kind of aware and you're able to play with it too while you're in it?
yeah, I'm kind of, there's both. There's like, I'm kind of aware,
Okay.
but sometimes it depends. Sometimes I'm just like so in it that I don't even know.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
then, but other times it's like there's like both. I feel the witness and the
Yeah.
one, and the witness kind of has to hold space to be like, okay, let me
Mm-hmm.
just let you do your thing. And it's a lot
Oh,
of that negotiation internally going on. Like, let me just, how can I support you to like
yeah.
go there
Oh, that's neat.
and feel
So
safe to like
everyone,
go?
uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
So everyone really knows how to take care of each other, basically.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
think more and more so. Yeah.
That's great.
Hmm.
Wow.
Like that part that was the witness that saw, oh, the sound cut
Yeah.
out and was like, okay, keep going. You're not gonna let
Yeah.
it stop you. You're already
Yeah.
go, just go.
Yeah.
And the other part was
Nice.
like, what? Can I? Can I? I was like, no, just go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's enough amount of trust with each other
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
even listen to each other.
Hmm.
Yeah.
They're definitely
Oh, that's
listening to each
great.
other.
Yeah. Have you ever gotten into a space where like, oh, I don't know if I want to go there? Or no?
Um,
Or
not
did
not during a performance. No.
got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. It's like once you're in, it's like once you
Um,
take the mushroom, you know, you're kind of you're set for that tree. You know, you're like you gotta commit.
yep. Yeah. Yeah.
There's no you can't back pedal.
Got it.
Hmm. Yeah.
So is this something that you're wanting to kind of grow and kind of turn into something in the future? I'm hoping you'll say yes.
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah. Um, be invited to spaces to perform. And part of my, you know,
Hmm.
we're both generators, so we need to be invited.
Hmm.
We need to
Yep. Yep.
respond rather than initiate. So I guess
Hmm.
this is me
Hmm.
putting it out there. I would love to be invited to healing spaces,
Yeah.
art spaces.
You're like your own unique singing bowl is how I would like to describe you too.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like
You
that.
are a singing bowl. Yeah. But you have all the frequencies within you. Yeah.
One universal singing bowl.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Wow.
special treat if anyone wants to hear Kwonyin um through her healing voice. Yeah.
Hmm.
Really powerful.
Well, I'll be sharing some recordings and putting
Yay.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. If
Hmm.
you want, you might want to share a snippet after this, like
Yeah.
just add it on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be really
Idea.
cool. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
like live or not, just
Uh-huh.
whichever you feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, sharing it. Cool. Is there anything else you would like to share that hasn't been shared yet?
Mm, okay. I think that's
No?
it.
Let me think if there's any that we missed. Oh, okay. So do you come from a family of singers or anything like that?
Well, not my parents.
Hmm.
They're not really very musical, but my mom appreciates music. But my mom's younger sister, who died when she was a young girl, like 12 or 13
Uh-huh.
or something, she
Uh-huh.
loved to sing.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so I think about her
Yeah.
sometimes, and I was thinking about her a lot when I was in Hawaii, the oceans. I
Yeah.
drowned in the ocean.
Mm.
So she was the singer. She liked to sing.
Wow.
And my mom always talked about how she just was so naturally gifted.
Yeah.
And
It's
that
a
was
cool
like
connection.
our bedtime story
Yeah.
growing up about our aunt who we never got to meet. But
Oh,
yeah, yeah, it was the
sorry, Kwonyin.
mermaid.
You probably have to say that again.
Oh yeah, she's the aunt I never got to meet, but
Oh, oh,
she's
you
the
never met
one.
her.
No, because
Oh,
she died when my
oh
mom
yeah, she
we were
died.
younger. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and then my mom would tell the story how she loved to sing, and I just thought, oh, she's like the mermaid aunt who loved to sing and drowned in the ocean. Mhm.
So you're carrying that on,
Yeah, yeah,
kind of in your own
yeah,
way. Yeah.
my own way. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Oh, your mom's sister.
Yeah, mom's younger sister.
Mm. Well, I do know you come from a very creative household, I feel like.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if
yeah.
everyone was able to fully develop their creativity
Hmm.
because of
Yeah.
a lot of hardships and things, but yeah.
Yeah, you and your sister really have it.
Mm, yeah.
This is great. I just love that you're owning your excellence, your gift, and like utilizing that to help others.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, yeah. And I really can't wait for everyone to hear
Mhm.
how powerful your voice is.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really healing.
Mm,
Yeah. And you are an amazing facilitator as well.
mm,
And so utilizing you, I mean, just kind of like owning you in your excellence as a facilitator and as a healer through your voice
mhm.
and using both of that, it's pretty powerful. Yeah. So
Well,
can't wait for the world to get a piece of your voice and like uh understand what I've experienced through your voice. And yeah,
thank you.
can't wait. And can't wait to see what else develops through time.
Mhm.
Uh,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
what other excellence we discover on our journey.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
Thank
thank you
you.
for sharing.
You.
Okay, I guess until next time.
Hey.
Bye.